Have you ever made the dangerous leadership assumption that experience automatically creates expertise? Hey, Internet friends, it's Joe, and welcome to another episode of Simplify, Focus, Scale. And in our 20th episode today, what I'd really like to talk about is the fact that we hear people all the time say, I've been doing this 20 years, I've been doing this 30 years, or that someone else has been doing something for 10, 15, 20 years. And that always sounds like it's the end all be all of the discussion, but it really isn't, because that just tells us what happened. That's the experience. The expertise comes from reflecting on why it happened. So I've seen this in my own career a few times, and I'm immediately reminded of walking into a broker dealer as part of the acquisition team that was buying out the firm and coming in at a leadership level to a team that had been very well established and people had been doing things the same way for a long time. And what I found was that they knew their process, they didn't understand even why they were doing it. However, on the flip side, if we're talking about experience versus expertise, I found somebody that was hired on my team that had the expertise the firm needed. However, she did not have experience in the broker dealer world at all. I hired her. She ended up becoming one of my star players and actually took over for me when I left that role. And since then, I've had the pleasure of working with her in several other firms as well. So I want everybody to stop and remember something. Experience teaches lessons, but expertise applies them. And that is how you can measure growth in a person, because experience just tells you that they've been there for a long time. It doesn't tell you they were any good at it. So, for example, I have seen people in roles for 5 years that can surpass somebody in the same role for 20. It all comes down to whether or not they can apply that experience to develop the expertise. And longevity is not something to be rewarded unless it is partnered with growth. So just remember, the goal isn't simply to accumulate years in a role. The goal is to keep becoming more and more capable because of those years. Okay, everybody, thanks for joining me for today's video. If you've liked today's video, go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure that you've already subscribed to the channel. And if you have any thoughts, questions, or comments on this topic, maybe you've seen this happen in the real world for good or for bad, go ahead and drop those comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective on this topic. And if you'd like more information or if you'd like to connect with me directly, feel free to go out to my website, which is jpcoachingnow.com. And from there, you can follow me on all social media platforms or give me a call or shoot me an email. And until next week, I look forward to seeing you in Simplify, Focus, Scale.